Hey everyone, I wanted to share with you guys how I made these cute vintage stamp stickers. I'm using the full page Cricut hack method, which I used in my previous video, and I'll leave a link for that video in the description below. For this tutorial, you'll need a pack of these laser/inkjet white shipping labels in size 8.5 by 11. You'll also need either a laser or inkjet printer and Photoshop. I made my own designs for these stamps using various old ads I found around the internet. For some of them, I added a cents value and borders to make them more authentic and vintage looking. And please note that any stamps that you'll be making won't have a currency value, so you can't really use them, to send letters, but you can just add them to your letters to make them more fun. And I use these to decorate my envelopes, my daily planners, notes to friends, etc., etc. And if you don't want to make vintage stamps, it's totally fine. You can use the template I'll be providing to use your own art with, photos of pets, or even memes if you feel so inclined. Alright, let's get started. First, what you'll want to do is download my free stamp template, which I'll provide in the description below. It includes a PSD with 12 blank stamps, which you can add whatever you'd like to. So grab whatever images you want to use with the stamps. And for the first stamp, which is stamp number 1, I place the image on top of the stamp, and you can see here that it's in a new layer above stamp number 1. In the Layers tab, I right-click on it and select Create Clipping Mask. This puts the image inside of the stamp. And you can move the image around, make it bigger or smaller, add text, whatever you want, it's your choice. And I'll show you guys again with the second stamp just to make it clear. Grab the image you want, drag it on top of stamp number 2, and it will now be in a new layer above the stamp layer. Right-click on the image layer and select Create Clipping Mask. Move the image to its desired position, make it bigger or smaller, and then you're done. So now that you have 12 stamps, let's merge them all together. So basically all you want to do is highlight all the layers except for the alignment squares layer and press Ctrl E on PC or Command E if you're on a Mac. And now you have all your 12 stamps on the same layer. Let's go ahead and select that layer and press the Move tool with V, and then press and hold Alt. Click on the stamps and then press Shift and drag the layer down to duplicate it. Do this twice and you'll have a full page of 36 stamps. And now it's time to print. So go ahead and print with whatever standard photo settings that you usually use. I'm using a laser printer for this method, so I didn't end up changing any of the settings except to make sure I didn't have borderless printing selected. Now you're going to want to save these stamps with a transparent background as a PNG. Now that your stickers are printed out, let's go ahead and put them on the mat. The first thing you're going to want to do is cut out an alignment square. The alignment square ensures that you'll be able to place your design in the correct positioning, otherwise it'll be way off with the cut. Take some painter's tape and put it around the edge of your Cricut mat. Basically, you want it to cover about maybe an inch or 2 from the top and the sides, and I cover up the right side because I never usually end up needing it. And once that's placed onto your Cricut mat, you can go into the Cricut Design app and cut out an 8.5 by 11 inch box. To make the alignment box in the Cricut Design app, start with an 8.5 by 11 inch rectangle and then align the X and Y axis to 0. You're just going to cut it out with the basic sticky note setting as seen here, and that's pretty much it. And now you're ready to place those stickers that you already printed out into that square. Once you're in the Cricut Design space, open and upload your stamps. You want to save this as a cut-only project since we already have it printed out. Resize the stamps to 8.5 by 11 inches and make sure the X and Y alignments are both at 0. I used the printable sticker paper setting and made sure the pressure was set to more. Your Cricut alignment may not be perfect at first. You can always press pause on the machine after the first stamp and then move the paper a tiny bit depending on which way the cuts are aligned. You really only need to move it like a few millimeters, but you'll see how it's cut and then you can adjust it from there. For my stamps, I had to move the page a tiny bit over to the left, but each machine is different, and those of you that have a Cricut machine know how finicky this can be sometimes. My cuts are pretty close to perfect with this batch, and I'm pretty happy with the final result. The stickers come off the mat extremely easily, and I just love how fun they are, and I can't wait to add them to letters to my friends and family. I think what I love most about these stickers is that it's actually really cheap to make them. So the box of the 100 shipping labels cost me about $35 Canadian, which seems expensive, but when you break it down, it ends up being like less than a cent for a whole page of 36 stickers, which is pretty awesome. This is really great if you're on a budget, you don't want to buy expensive vinyl, and you want to try something new, and even if you end up messing up some of the cuts, it's not that big of a deal since the sheets are pretty inexpensive. I'll be selling my vintage stamp template on my website, the link's in the description below. It comes with an instant downloadable PDF for printing and a transparent PNG for Cricut cutting. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be adding more Cricut tutorials in the future, so please feel free to ask me any questions or let me know what you guys want to see next. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys have an awesome new year, and we'll see you in 2021.